There are so many great villains in the East Blue arc that I wonder, why doesn't Oda reuse them? After all, where did each of these characters end up? Where are the villains from the East Blue? Come closer and I'll show you in detail. Alvita? Let's start by talking about the first villain of the One Piece saga. In the beginning, she was a chubby, grumpy villain, and Luffy, who doesn't care about anything, managed to defeat her with just one punch. Okay, she was just an example of a bad pirate in this world, but whether we like it or not, she was the first one to try to stop Luffy. It seemed like she wasn't going to return, right? But then she had a change of heart and came back with a bang. After taking a beating from Luffy, Alvita ate the Sube Sube no Mi, the slip fruit, and became as slim as a stick. Since she was upset with Luffy, she had to team up with someone who also wanted revenge on the Straw Hat. So Alvita joined Boogie to try to defeat Luffy, and in Logue Town, they even managed to leave him nearly dead on the execution platform. They almost killed Luffy right there, but fortunately, a mysterious guy showed up and saved the day. Even so, she stayed with Buggie's pirates and sailed with them. Back then, who would want to join Buggie, a failed pirate? But Alvita stuck with him, and guess what? She even got a reward for it. Buggie became super famous, and since she was with him, she kind of became a commander of the Yonkou. Morgan is a real scoundrel. He was introduced as a very evil and cruel marine captain, but Luffy and Zoro managed to defeat him, leading the Marines to imprison their own captain for abusing civilians. After being arrested, he was being escorted by Garp's team, along with Helmeppo and Kobe, who were starting their careers in the Marines. But then Morgan used his own son, Helmeppo, as a hostage and managed to escape from Marine prison. Since then, no one knows what happened to him. It's quite possible he's out there, in some village, causing trouble and stealing what he does best. Buggy. Here's an incredible case of someone who turned things around. When someone says it's impossible to go from zero to the top, show them the example of the great Buggy. When he first encountered Luffy, he was causing a huge uproar on Orange Town, but thanks to a partnership between Nami and Luffy, the clown was kicked far away. He survived and kept trying to get rid of Luffy, but he always failed. However, after many years of great feats that caught the world's attention, he became one of the most influential pirates in the world. First, he became a Shichibukai, receiving government permission to plunder without worries, and later he reached the position of Yonkou, allegedly founding Cross-Build, the organization that counts none other than Draculae Mihawk and Crocodile as its top allies. In other words, Boogie is showing that it's possible to come from nothing and reach the top. Captain Kuro, he hatched a devious plan to abandon his pirate life and become Kaya's butler, a young heiress from a wealthy family. Under this new identity, he planned to inherit the young girl's fortune and gain respect in society. But his scheme was uncovered by Luffy and his friends, who were determined to protect Kaya. After an intense battle, Luffy finally defeated Kuro, thwarting his evil plans. With his dream shattered, Kuro disappeared. The last time we saw him was in the Logue Town arc, where he reacted to Luffy's 30 million bounty. Recently, in chapter 1090, there was a cover showing Kuro reading a book next to some cats. It seems he has opted for a simpler, quieter life. Dracule Mihawk. Mihawk was the most powerful villain of the entire East Blue saga. He literally defeated Zoro with one hand behind his back, using just a tiny knife. After all that humiliation, he told Zoro that he believed one day Zoro could become a swordsman capable of offering him a worthy fight. Right after that, Mihawk went to visit red-haired Shanks and had a drink with him just to show him Luffy's bounty. He continued living his quiet life until Marineford, where he had to participate in the war against Whitebeard. However, recently during the reverie, the government decided to abolish the Shichibukai system. This meant not only that Mihawk lost his title, but he also became a target. But obviously, the entire fleet of marine ships sent after him was sliced in half by his sword, Yoru. Without the government's paycheck, he was invited by Sir Crocodile to join a new business venture, the Cross Guild. They would hunt pirates, lend money with interest, and make loads of cash from a somewhat questionable genius plan. And now, alongside Buggy, Mihawk is effectively a commander of a Yonko. Don Krieg, captain of the Krieg pirates, caused quite a ruckus at Baratie. He was an antagonist who faced off against Luffy and his crew during the Baratie saga. His only goal was to take over the legendary floating restaurant. With his fleet, he launched a full-scale attack on Baratie. But thanks to the intervention of Luffy and his team, he was soundly defeated. After taking a beating from Luffy, his right-hand man rescued him, and they sailed away, promising to return one day. But since then, Don Krieg has vanished. His absence has left many One Piece fans curious, sparking various theories about what happened to him. Some believe he gave up everything and retired to a quieter life, while others think he's secretly planning a triumphant comeback. Arlong was very clear about his ambition. He wanted to create a world where fishmen ruled and humans were subjugated. He set up his base at Kokoyashi Village, an island in the East Blue, where he oppressed and extorted the human inhabitants. He imposed exorbitant taxes and lived in luxury while cruelly exploiting those who couldn't pay. His deep belief in the superiority of fishmen fueled his insatiable desire for power and control. But Arlong's fate was sealed when Luffy and his crew arrived on the island. Determined to free the villagers from Arlong's tyranny, Luffy faced the villain in a memorable battle. Using his rubber fists, Luffy defeated Arlong, ending the oppressive rule of the fishmen. After his defeat, Arlong was captured and sent to Impel Down, one of the most notorious and impenetrable prisons in the One Piece world. He remains imprisoned there to this day, paying for the crimes he committed. Smoker first appeared in Logtown as a simple marine captain. He was the first to display overwhelming superiority against Luffy, thanks to his incredible Logia-type Devil Fruit, which made it impossible for non-Haki users to counter him. Now 2 years later, he has become even stronger, rising to the rank of Vice Admiral in the Marines. He's always chasing after Luffy, as seen in the Punk Hazard arc, where he pursued him relentlessly. However, Smoker has never managed to capture the Straw Hat, consistently failing in his mission. If you enjoyed this video, it's really important to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next ones. Each video is more special than the last. This channel is all about One Piece, so if you're a fan of the anime, you're in the right place.